Oh, I see us.
Oh, because you're in the YouTube studio screen, huh?
I am.
Okay. We're live
And welcome.
to another Justice live stream.
Yes. So WandaVision has officially premiered
Oh,
two
yeah.
episodes, actually.
Yeah, that kind of
was super
surprised me.
exciting. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, and I think I found out like that it was either the day before or the day of, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And now that we've seen it, I understand why they
Yeah.
wanted to give us a little bit more to chew on. I think.
Yeah, with it only being
So
30-minute episodes, like,
yeah,
it tripped me
yeah,
out. Like, I didn't
exactly.
even notice that until the first episode ended. I was like, wait, already?
Yeah, but it keeps it old school, which I like because
Yeah.
oh my god, they totally were like on point with like the old school vibes and like the way it felt like an old TV show and like
Oh,
with the studio
100%.
audience, and that was super cool.
If I remember correctly, these episodes too, where it's like where they're in the 60s,
Right.
it was in front of an actual studio audience. It wasn't laugh track.
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
yeah, I think they really tried to stay super on point to what they were what's the word I'm looking for? To what they
Authentic.
were trying. Yeah, they were exactly
Yeah,
Thank
authentic to
you.
what they were trying to recreate. Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to say authentic to what they were trying to recreate, and I think they definitely pulled it off.
Yeah. No,
So
I agree.
my first question for you then is, what's just your initial first reaction? Like, do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it what you expected? Is it not what you expected?
So honestly, I would say if they had just released the first episode, I would be on the fence right now.
Oh,
Because like, the first episode, not that it was bad, it didn't give you really much.
no, yeah, it didn't. It didn't. It
At
was
least
just
not that we can
really
see
fun to
yet.
watch. It didn't give us a
Yeah.
lot of answers, though. I
I
feel you
feel
on that.
like there was probably a lot of things in there though in that first episode where you're gonna go like as once we get to the end of the season, we're gonna go back and be like, oh, I get it.
Oh yeah, I hella feel you. Yeah,
Yeah,
so the now that you've seen the second episode, are
I
you
like
still
it.
kind of on the fence, or you
No, I
like it?
like it. I like
Yeah,
it a
I
lot.
do
Like,
too. I do too. That's my kind of my first reaction as well. Is after the first episode, I even told my girlfriend, I was like, dude, if all they released was this first episode, I think that would have been kind of
yeah,
sketchy, and that would have
it
been
would
kind
have
of
been
dangerous.
a bad idea. I think. Yeah, just the
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
especially with the way the second episode ends, which I won't get too much into yet. I'll save that. But with the
Hmm.
way the second episode ends, it gives you way more of a cliffhanger that makes you go, "Oh, I gotta watch the next episode next week." Because I
Yeah,
think
it's
from now on, they're
crazy.
just gonna do one episode a week on
Probably.
Fridays, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just did the double drop to get the ball started, and
Yeah, and then also because the first episode didn't really leave too much on that.
It was very slow on the Marvel front. Like it set up that they were trying to be normal in this world really well. You know what I mean? That aspect of it. I feel like it just didn't give us enough to chew on.
Yeah. Do you love how Vision's job was like some kind of like computing job, and he's like a living computer?
He gets all defensive. I am
great.
A carbon-based life form, sir.
That was great. Chill. So one thing I kind of too want to say, I don't know about you, but with the way, I'll kind of defend this a little bit later, but with the way that these kind of are ending and the little like Easter eggs here and there, I would almost lean towards the idea that maybe this isn't really a comedy in the way we thought, and I think they might be pushing more towards a horror.
Oh, I think it's like dark. Yeah, I think it's gonna end up dark. Because go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna mention the way the first episode ends.
Yes.
Before I say that, one thing I want to mention with you real quick, because we haven't really talked about it, is, and one of our last it was like one of our breakdown videos, Monica Rambeau, we were talking about her necklace and how it looked like an upside down cross.
Yeah.
Upon further inspection, I think that's a sword, not an upside down cross. And for those of you that don't know what sword is, if you know what shield is, what the company Nick Fury worked for started the Avengers. Well, shield is like the next generation of that. More, they do stuff with like space and kind of like bigger things rather than just Earth-based problems. And they're called sword. So you have shield and sword.
Yeah, sword
and
sword
the reason
shield, makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it's cute. So the reason I wanted to bring that up is because the way the first episode ends, it's like someone from someone from Sword is watching exactly what we're watching.
Yeah.
Like, in the same exact way. And that's when like I feel like those creepy vibes set in. And you're like, oh, this show isn't exactly what it's putting off. That was just kind of like a cute little teaser.
An interesting thing with that too is the commercial break in the middle as well too.
That was freaking great.
Like to go on with the fact that it's
accurate
a show,
too.
But like I love that it was Stark Industries product.
Oh yeah, dude! I got so excited when they said Stark.
Yeah, and something though, something I saw while I was browsing online was that it makes the plasma reactor. It makes the startup sound of it when they start the toaster.
I didn't even catch that. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's trippy.
Oh man, that's a cool Easter egg. Man, let me glance over my notes real quick here.
Like honestly, I wonder if it's gonna be more than Easter egg in a weird way though too, because of the commercial from the second episode.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Because the commercial for the second episode was the company was Strucker. Isn't that the person who helped create Wanda?
Yeah, that's this universe's version of Stryker.
So I wonder if was that really just an Easter egg?
So,
you know what I mean?
So you think it could have deeper meaning?
Yeah, the fact that there's like, I don't know about the Stark commercial, but like, the fact that there's a Strucker watch commercial, which goes into time as well.
I think I smell what you're stepping in, and I think I know how to go into that direction further. So, okay, to go back to what I said about how this has like a creepy horror vibes. Mm-hmm. I also mentioned how that started like when we realized that someone from Sword was watching what we were watching, but actually, I take that back. It starts further in the episode during the dinner with Kitty from that '70s show. Mm-hmm. When her husband, Mr. Hart, I believe his name is, he starts choking.
Yes, and they're just staring at each other for an uncomfortably long time. It's
like Kitty started repeating herself, and like it's almost like that was not part of the script, and like she was glitching and like didn't know how to react.
And dude, one thing, did you notice too? At first, when she was saying "stop it," she was talking to her husband. Stop it, stop it, stop
Right.
it. And then when she, there was a point where I felt like she was looking at Wanda and saying, "Stop it."
Yeah, like save him.
Yeah, like stop
that's
it.
the only line
Yeah.
she could speak.
Yeah, because that
I
was
totally
her
got
only
that vibe
line
as well.
in that moment.
And then it's like, it was creepy, bro. Like, Wanda, why did it take you so long?
And
At
the fact
first,
that
I'm like,
Vision didn't do anything until Wanda gave him the okay.
yeah, like he didn't even, almost like he didn't have full conscious control over himself. Because
Yeah.
the real Vision wouldn't have hesitated.
Oh,
And
not
so-
at
and-
all. Not at all.
So
He's
that's
too
what I-
good for that.
Yeah, and so that's what I think is super creepy too on Wanda's side is, at first I thought she like was in a daze that she like, it took her a while to snap out of, but now it's almost like, I feel like she was like, I don't know if I want to break script. I don't know if I want to snap out. Like, okay,
Yeah.
fine, just for a second. And then she like let Vision save him, and then got back to the show.
Yeah. And it immediately jumped to Mr. Hart being like, well, you've impressed me. Look forward to your promotion. And then they leave. And it's
Yeah.
just like,
The show is back on the road. Yeah. So okay, so let's move on to the second episode then.
yes.
The magic show episode.
Yes. This
It
one
was
gets
super
into some...
quirky and really cute, and I loved it. I loved the way when Vision ate the gum, how it
he's all like all
gummed up the
drunk.
system. Yeah, he acted all
Yeah.
drunk and silly, and that was cool. Like how he kept doing too incredible of things and showing off his powers too much. And Wanda had to keep
showing
it
the
down.
trick. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was super funny. But holy cow, did that episode
And
lean towards
crazy.
the creepy vibes.
Yeah.
And for that one, I think too, it started with it did end crazy, but it started with it was like that tea gathering where the
The
neighborhood
tea party
gals-
with Dottie.
Yeah, they were talking, and then at the end of that, when Wanda confronted her and was like, "I think we got off on the wrong foot," and then she's like, "I've heard things about you and your husband," and then all of a sudden the radio,
Yeah.
they start hearing Wanda, bro.
Yeah.
What's up
And
with
then that was trippy. And even the girl Dottie was like, who are you?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here? And who are you?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
what's your deal?
Yeah. But something
And,
interesting, though, I also saw when I was browsing online, because I didn't really look at too much stuff about it, but, browsing, sometimes people are talking about it. Something I didn't realize when I watched it was the dude that got fired in the first episode because his party wasn't good enough for the boss.
Oh yeah.
That was Dottie's husband. Dottie's the one who couldn't impress the boss.
Oh,
So that might be what she was
wow.
talking about. Like, I've heard about you and your husband, because she stole the promotion from her husband, basically.
Yeah, a little jealousy.
Yeah. But then the
Well,
radio comes in and she's like, who the hell are you? So I wonder
Yeah.
if it's setting up Dottie to be like the minor antagonist. Just the friendly,
Interesting, like
the friendly neighborhood bitch.
show antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
She's the bitch of the neighborhood who's gonna be causing problems
Mm-hmm.
on the small
So-
scale.
Speaking of that episode, the helicopter. Do you think that was like a sign or like an accident? Like, do you think that just happened to end up in this little
Well,
bubble, or someone's
it-
sending her a message?
To me, it almost sounded like there was a bang when it happened.
With the
right?
toy helicopter.
Yeah, there was a
Talking about-
bang. She was like, she heard a bang, and she was like,
Oh,
the
to
hell
her to
is
go
that?
outside.
yeah.
check
So
it?
I wonder,
Yeah.
what if it's something crazy like, it's almost like they were trying to get through, the chopper crashed, but like transitioning from that reality to this reality, it turned into a little toy helicopter, because that's the only way it could make sense.
It was a real helicopter.
It was a real helicopter that freaking crashed trying to get to Wanda. That's my personal theory.
I love that. That is so creepy. It's scary.
It's
love it.
dark.
Yeah,
Because there was
That is-
people in that
wow.
chopper.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
we might be getting the villain Scarlet Witch that we were all kind of secretly hoping for.
Maybe.
I mean, it wasn't really a secret, let's be honest.
And
so
I also want to point out Agnes. Because, like, well, actually, first of all, something I want to point out, because it's like to leapfrog into what I wanted to say about Agnes was, so the beekeeper dude. I don't know if they were bees. They kind of sounded and looked more like flies.
Oh,
which tends to be a very demonic thing. Mephisto.
Oh,
plus
you're right.
The symbol on the back of his thing kind of looked like something with devil horns. Another devil imagery. And going back to Agnes, in the first episode, didn't she say something like, the devil's in the details? Like, someone said that, and Agnes was like, well, he's a lot of other places, too.
Yeah,
or something like
that's
that.
What it was. Yeah, he's in a lot more other places. Oh, that was so creepy.
I was like, oh, what the hell? Was she said that?
Yeah, I looked at my girlfriend, I was like, oh, see? Mephisto. The devil, he's here. He's here.
It kind of, but it makes me wonder, though, too. So, like, this was just a weird thing that I noticed was if it's like, you know, this Mephisto, it's the devil sort of deal. Wanda, like, so he comes out of the hole, looks, and Wanda just immediately is like, no. Like, not even questioning what it is, but like, kind of like she knows a little bit about what the deal is, and she's just like, no. So I wonder if it's almost like a deal with the devil situation.
Well, see,
she did a deal with the devil to bring Vision back, and you know what I mean? Like, that sort of idea. Why,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with the idea that the beekeeper or fly guy was with the devil, or I think he's with the people that are like Wanda, like trying to
bring her out
almost. Yeah,
and she's like, I'm not ready.
Yeah, and so, like, because every time that's when I kind of want to go back to that dinner, when it took her a second to, like, be like, okay, fine, we can break character for a second to save him. I think this was a moment where, like, she has been struggling to stay and act and with the magic show and fix Vision, that at this point when she saw that happening, she's just pissed. She's like, oh my god, no. I've been trying to keep this thing together. And so, you know, just rewound. That was so creepy.
Yeah,
so it just rewound.
Yes, and it's interesting how that moment was the exact moment that the pregnancy was confirmed. Which just randomly happened. Like, I thought that was a weird transition.
It's a distraction, dude.
Because it was literally, the transition was, they were talking about the talent show, and then they used the line they kept saying, for the kids. Because that's the line everyone keeps repeating. For the kids. But there was no kids anywhere. So creepy. But then immediately, she says for the kids in the context of the talent show. But then she's like, you know, I think the kids are hungry. I'm going to go get something to eat. And they both look down and she's pregnant. And it's like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. See, I think this might be her again, too. Almost trying to move the plot forward and keep people from falling out of script again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she needs to keep moving forward, keep changing things so no one snaps out of it.
Yeah.
But see, with the whole how Mephisto could tie into all of this, I do like what you're saying about she possibly made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, like just a deal.
Like that.
Think like, bring Vision back, let me be a happy person, and like, but we don't know what the other end of the deal was, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he might be like popping up like, oh, you're pregnant now, let me get one of them babies for the crazy mutant shenanigans or something.
Yeah, like I almost picture like Wanda, the real Wanda, is like sitting in like mid-air in like a field somewhere, but like floating in like the fetal position, and like all of this static is like coming out of her, and like it's,
and they just have a perimeter
world
around her, just observe. Yeah,
and like Wanda, and so again, that I want to go back to what we talked about earlier. You mentioned the commercials. If those were more than just Easter eggs, well, that could be her memories, because she's building the script. If you know, we
Yeah.
If we go with the theory that she's the bad guy here and creating this world, it's her script, it's her commercials, we would get little tiny bits of her memory and her personality in it. So maybe, the blaster from Iron Man, she knew Iron Man. And then, of course, the Strucker thing, that's the guy that, I'm not going to say created her powers, I'm going to say awoken her powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I was going into this thinking that maybe she was kind of a victim.
Yeah.
Hoping that she was creating it. But now I'm like 90% sure this is her. But not alone.
Yeah.
There's definitely something else at play here.
Oh, definitely.
But I think she is a big reason that this happened. Because we still know that later on, Vision is going to be like, we can't stay here. This isn't right.
Yeah.
He is going to wake up enough to where she oh man, so many theories just hit my head right now saying that about like the House of M and no more mutants and it being the opposite of that. And I'm like, so what if when she finally agrees to shut all of this down, maybe this is how the show ends. She doesn't want to let go of certain pieces of it, like her children, for example, Speed and Wiccan. Like if they come to fruition in this show, she's gonna be like, there's pieces that I don't want to let go of. And what if that's when she has a let there be mutants moment to literally bring her children into reality and just as a complete reality change?
That would be crazy.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, one thing we were definitely right about is it gave us more questions than answers.
Yeah. It did. I definitely feel like I understand like the tone and the direction that they're heading in.
Yeah.
But so many questions.
For real.
So many questions.
And here's what I was gonna say.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I'm still curious because I feel like this is still going to have something to do with the multiverse too, but I'm still trying to understand. Maybe this is too complicated, but what if to create this world, she's using pieces of the multiverse?
Interesting.
Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying there?
Like she's taking pieces of the multiverse and putting them together to make her own little, like, I'll take some of that, just taking some of the leftover scraps.
Her own perfect reality based off of the realities that didn't work out for her and Vision. Because I think if Vision didn't die, things wouldn't have happened the way they did.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Would she ever be able to find a reality that he survived, or is she going to have to create that reality?
Something I found interesting, might be a little off topic, but like something you brought up sparked this in my mind. Like one of the first things in the show in general, Wanda says is, "Oh, you and your indestructible head." The first thing I thought of was the fingers in the fucking forehead, taking out the Mind Stone. Yeah, just
plucked it out.
Yep, just without it was sword through butter.
You and your indestructible head.
Yeah. And then my mind was just instantly went to his caved in forehead in the movie. I was like, I don't know about that. But I wonder, it's like, it's interesting though. Is she blocking that out in a weird way too? Stuff that happened. You know what I mean?
I think kind of in a sad, unfair way, she really might be controlling Vision. At this point, if he's even real.
Yeah. I kind of, something interesting, and I feel like it's something we talked about in previous videos and streams, was I still like the theory of this Vision is not real, but he becomes real through the progress of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I still stand by our little theory about, or not even really a theory, I guess it's more of an observation leading into a theory, but just talking about how the stones can't be completely destroyed.
Yep.
Me and
Just
you have come to the
molecularized.
conclusion that means Vision's consciousness can't be destroyed, because I think we're in agreement that the stones in general are alive, and Vision is the Mind Stone, and I just think Jarvis helped give him a personality, and like.
But the Mind Stone was the real brain.
Human like personality and brain. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. I'm excited to watch
that next episode,
dude. I'm really, really excited when we finally get to that line where Agnes is like, aren't you an Avenger? Are you here to save us?
Yep, Halloween.
I think that too might be when Vision starts to open up and question things. And
so no, because isn't
hey babe, what's going on?
Yeah, because I feel like something big is gonna happen in that episode, because that's when he goes from comic book costume, Halloween costume Vision to like, oh, I gotta put on the suit real quick.
Yeah, seemingly like right in front of her too.
Yeah, like he's like floating down onto the road right in front of her with like the old costume floating away.
When he left for work, he didn't even stay in robot form. So if he's sticking to script, so that must mean if he's sticking to script, then he knows he should be inhuman in front of people. So in that moment, I really think Agnes woke him up, and I think that's that moment too that from the trailers we see Vision fly up and he like gets a bird's eye view of the town. And Wanda might have some explaining to do. She's gonna be like, "Yo, what's going on, dog? People are saying I'm dead. I can use an answer or two."
Yeah. Fuck.
All right, man. Well, I think we should close it here, because there are plenty of other big theories and things that we can build on, and I think we should do one of our more in-depth videos where we have the pictures and do more research, and when we have more theories built. So you might have to wait for an episode or two to pass. I would still expect reactions and that kind of thing in the meantime,
especially if something crazy happens.
I'm looking forward to really finding those juicy theories that we can start making some serious videos on, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. All right, so I guess on that note, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Justice Band, and on Twitter at Injustice We Stand.
I hope everyone out there has an excellent week, and until next time,
catch you on the flip.
Yeah.